that we were supposed to learn that was hidden. It's levels and stuff that we didn't know. We're learning. No different
Knowledge
than,
is infinite, so of course there's levels. Like
so
knowledge
that's
is
the
not
reason
limited.
why I asked you about how long do you think it took me to start learning how to take care of my own cases to win my cases, because it's all about the knowledge. Once you come to learn this information, you use it for your benefit. Now, the only reason I was just talking to you about when you were saying you using that information to help people get their homes, I was just saying that was a way
This
for you
is
to get
something
paid from
that's
doing.
only taught in law school. That's why it takes most people, the most average layman person, time to learn it because they ain't go to law school or even picked up a law book or even have interest in learning the law. So yeah, it's like once you read a little bit, it don't take a lot of. I mean, if you read anything, it don't take you much to learn.
Now,
All
what
you gotta
about
do
those
is
that don't
study.
want to learn?
Then they don't have the. They may not have the. Some people just don't have the
What about those that don't
certain
want to
certain
learn?
classes.
I'm not talking about the one that can't, that don't want to learn.
What you mean want to? They just choosing not to learn. They choosing not to.
That was the situation I was asking you about the class. Once you graduate, there's $1 million waiting on you. The ones that don't
Well,
want it.
and that's the people who like living in this way of life and they don't care about it. Why would they be in your class?
Not my
Why would they be
class.
in your class if they
Not
don't have
not not my
the
class.
way
I was saying that if you had a class that all y'all was in,
or any class? Why would they be happy with being in the class? Want to be in the class if they happy with the way things or
they didn't start out that way.
situation?
It didn't start out that way. Remember, if you go into school, everybody, when you go to kindergarten or when you in elementary, you don't know who's gonna grow up to be a crackhead. You don't know who's gonna grow up to be a dope dealer.
Okay, let me put. Well, what about Bill Gates? He dropped out of college, so-called college.
Well, I don't know nothing about Bill Gates. I'm just asking in general about people that don't want to learn.
That's what I'm saying. In general, school ain't for everybody. Some people are more practical learners. They want to learn in the real time, in the real world. They don't want to learn in an actual class, secondary knowledge. They want primary knowledge. They want first hand. I want to go out in the world and explore the world, my life on my own terms, in my own way. I don't need a teacher or an educator or a book. I want to get out here and trial and error on my own. There's some people, they want to learn like that. People learn differently, bro. Like,
Oh, I know that. I believe me. I totally know that.
there's many ways of learning. Like, you know what I mean?
All I'm
Like,
saying, all I'm
an autistic child, a one-way child to learn versus a regular, because they have to be taught.
But those autistic child wouldn't be in the class that I'm talking about. That if they're going to if they're going to have this $1 million at the end of the class, at the end of the by graduating. All I'm saying is
Don't know what they are. Some people don't know that they have ADHD and they're adults. Some people don't know that they have autism and they're an adult. You know what I mean?
we'll
Some
be
people
doing.
are undiagnosed.
There'll be a conversation. This conversation go on all night long. We'll never come to the conclusion. You know why? It's because hypothetically we'll go around the world all day long. But
Right? Because this whole thing is hypothetical. That's what I'm saying. Because
not with what I'm talking about.
we would get straight to the proof.
Not with what I'm talking about.
Right? If you got the proof, you would get straight to it.
I have what I'm trying to share with you is this, and every time I try to talk to you, I'm trying to take you here, you end up going
You
here.
would be like, yo, bro, meet me here. We gonna do this, and I'm about to show you how it's for real.
When I just tried to talk to
I'm
you,
gonna go to Myers. I'm gonna pull out my birth certificate, and I'm gonna pay for everything with it.
when I just tried to talk to you about a certain
I'm gonna
situation,
pull out the CUSA number and show you how I just paid my.
y'all see this? Y'all see this, don't you? I don't know what happened, bro. Your whole conversation and really changed within the last couple of months. It went from conversation to
And a lot of people talk a lot about a lot of things. Man.
yeah, but the whole point is, let me share something with you here. Hold on. Let me slow this down so we won't even try to do this. Here we don't debate. All I'm saying is this. I made a promise, bro. Well, I want you to hear me out. I want you to hear me out real quick. I want you to hear me out. Here on this platform here, I made a promise. All right, and you've heard me say this plenty of time. I made a promise to the Creator. If He brought me to the truth, I'll put the truth in songs and writing and give it to the world. It's up to the world to accept it or reject it. Here, this is not a debating platform. I come to know information that I can share with people who want it. I don't want to sit up here and talk all around the world about stuff that could be, would be. We have stuff that we can help people with.
But you ask me how I'm feeling, and then when I voice my opinion,
that's not it, bruh. No, that's not it. I asked you how you was doing. I asked you what you thought about the conversation, whatever. You went from there, and if you come back and listen to this whole conversation,
and that's how we got here.
No. And
that's why we here, because of what I say.
No, that's not it, my brother. That's not it. If you listen to the,
that's the end of the show. It would have been that's the end of the show, right?
No, you know how long I sat here and listened to you when you was venting. I want you to go back and when I load this, I want you to go back and listen. How long you been venting? Because you vented, I listened to you.
I thought we was having a conversation between two minds. You know what I mean?
But listen, we can have two conversations. Listen, it's a difference in the conversation to come to a certain point of view compared to having a conversation and we all over. But you see what I'm saying? You changed, bro. This conversation, you weren't like, we used to have a conversation where we could talk to each other. You don't do that no more. But listen, like I said, this platform is not about debating and it's not about disagreeing. I agree with you with a lot of stuff you say. But the whole point is you take the conversation and make it a disagreement. You do that. You do that. You don't even see it. But if I'm sharing something with you,
unless you can show me some proof, there is no. Because I even looked up indexing, right? I asked ChatGPT, what's indexing?
See, let me ask you something. Tell me what ChatGPT told you about indexing? Tell me.
I pull up the exact thing, but I'm gonna give you a gist of what it told me. It said indexing is a form of like what the FBI, like a lot of police agencies, like say the FBI say I'm an informant for the FBI, right? And the police pull me over, and they don't want me arrested because they don't want to expose that I'm an informant. So yeah, you could be indexed in a lot of different ways. That's one way you could be indexed. So it's like, and there's more other things, but it's basically saying it's like a law way of there's other ways to be indexed. I will stop and pull over and go to the conversation because it keeps a memory record of everything.
No, you good because I'm understanding what you're saying. Because what you're still saying is not the facts of what it is that was going on.
So that's one level of index.
But no, that's a level that you've come to learn, what you've come to know by asking something that has nothing to do with what we're doing.
ChatGPT know everything about everything.
Really? Guess who's in control of ChatGPT? You tell me, guess who's in control of ChatGPT?
Who in control of the indexing?
You don't know who's in control of indexing. That's the point. Your ChatGPT, your government is in control of your ChatGPT.
ChatGPT is in control of the index.
What I'm trying to give you to understand is this, bro. Everything on, and every time I open my mouth, y'all hear this, don't see? I don't debate. I said after that last one we had. I'm not doing that no more because this.
I'm just telling you what I'm going to research.
No, but no.
What I tell you, I do my own research.
There's not. Listen. Let me ask you something.
My research, like you said, we got to study. So when I studied up on this stuff, a lot of it is mythological.
Well,
and so far, I've dealt with a lot of people who, like I said, not brother knowledge on down to the boys, on down to the sovereigns. And everything's been mythological. There ain't been no one person who can stand up and say, yeah, I'm free. Everybody will say, oh, I got to have a secrecy, a privacy class, and all of this. Is why? Because you can't stand up and show me that you're free. Everybody else can stand up and be like, I'm a crack dealer.
You couldn't see it. Hey, bro.
They can show that they proof of it.
You can't see it no way. You wouldn't be able to see it. You know why?
No, because you could show us somebody else besides yourself.
No, that's not it. See, instead of asking me,
right? If you ain't working and I bring you in to
Instead of asking me, you trying to tell me.
Straighten your situation out, get you some money.
Instead of asking me,
Now, you get money now, right? That means that my word was bond.
instead of asking me, you're telling me what I know compared to what you're trying to find out. See,
And I ain't even saying what your method, I'm not even saying your method isn't true. I'm just saying I've heard a lot of people say this before. You won't be the first person or the last person
right?
to say this. That's all I'm saying, brother. And so maybe
It said Dominique said you got to pay to play. He's not putting no bread up then. Okay. Say Chat GPT is. Wait, hold on. Let me read what said. Let me read what they saying, bro. You've been doing this. I'm trying to read what they saying on
I
what.
paid $100 to come through and all this kind of stuff.
ChatGPT is designed to give mostly surface info that aligns with society standards. Exactly.
Mostly what?
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get you. You so busy talking. I'm trying to read what he was saying.
I'm outside in the city where it's lots.
Oh, okay, I know you're talking, but you got to take the time to listen to me while I'm trying to share with you.
I'm listening the whole conversation, but I got to a point where there's bad noise. I can't hear nothing but me.
Okay. It says ChatGPT is designed to give mostly surface info that aligns with society standards, which is true. He's not put.
Everything ain't true that I read from ChatGPT. But the things that I'm asking is not no stuff to lie about. Like, it can give opinions or, it's restricted, so it's not going to give you to a bank account and all of this stuff.
So then, so if you saying that, and I'm trying to share with you other information, and you telling me ChatGPT give you this and ChatGPT give you that, but I'm trying to share with you that that's not what it is.
Opinion. I don't ask for a fact. I say, yo, what do you know about this? And then they say, well, this, and based on this. You know what I mean? And then I read it and for myself, and I say, you know what? That lines up with how I see it anyway already. That right. Nobody I know, whether sovereign citizen, Moorish citizen.
There is no sovereign. You can't be a sovereign citizen. That's another thing.
All right. I know that, right? That's an oxymoron, but I'm saying that's a whole movement. You have people saying this shit. Right? You know, it's a thing called the sovereign citizen. The sovereign, whatever, the sovereign citizen, the Moorish, whatever. All of these different people have claimed to have some sort of thing, you know what I mean, where they can get free or get past this strong man to be birth certificate, to this, that. And I'm not saying that that's not true, because I read about this stuff mad long ago. You know what I mean? And ever since, right, I've been intrigued by sounds pretty true, because we know that money, like you said, stocks and bonds, certificates are all paper instruments. That's how these fiat currencies and all of these things. So we ain't not using no money. So right, if we just pledging our birth certificates and we use the social end for credit and all this debits and credits, like it does sound reasonable. Like there's some sense to it. But there's been nobody who can actually crack code, bro.
That you know of.
Yeah, period. Yeah, that I said that I know of, or that has even showed themselves that I don't know of.
Well, you can't speak on somebody that you don't know, because there's people that did it.
Listen, man, all I'm saying is if it was somebody see the people free, why would you get yourself free and then just not care about your brothers?
It's not, but that goes back to the question I tried to ask you.
You need one, and I can get you a job. I'm not gonna sit there. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't, because I keep trying to share with you a difference, and you putting everybody in the same boat when every.
To try to get free, and you got free, and you ain't helping nobody get out. Even in the movie Matrix, what's the name? He's working with Larry Fishburne. They working with him. They trying to get out the Matrix, bro. Like they working together.
Let me ask you something. How many people did what was their cause of the other people? He said, did they not tell you in the Matrix? He said, it's so many people that love the Matrix, they'll die for the Matrix.
I'm talking about the ones who want to get
but you don't know who all the other ones is.
Brother Knowledge and all the boys and all these people, they want to get out. How did y'all help them get out?
I don't know them.
Like they say, what do they say? when the student is ready, the teacher appear. So if we as all students is ready, where's this teacher to come show us how to get out?
You know something? You know what? It be teachers around, but people don't listen to them. They don't pay them no attention. They look at him and say, "Oh, he don't know nothing to keep it going."
No, I learned a lot, bro. Like
You said it be teachers around. I'm doing like you. I'm hypothetically saying that it be teachers trying to teach, but they don't. Oh, he don't know what he's talking about. Or they listen, be like, okay, but then they cut him off because they don't want to believe or understand where he's going. Where he's trying to lead them, but they don't want to listen. They don't want to adhere.
Minded with you, bro. I'm always open minded, even though you hear me saying all this stuff. I'm open minded to sit here and build with you.
Right.
Every time you come on, I build with you.
Right. I'm with you on that, but yet and still, it's information. Like when it comes to conversation, I mainly try to share something to get to a point, but we could never get to that point because we went off the track, off the radar, and went elsewhere. I had something at the end of that point to have an understanding behind it.
Oh, well, if I cut your point, my bad. That wasn't me trying to do that. I wasn't trying to cut you from saying what you say.
No, well, I agree, and ain't no problem, bro. All I'm saying is the point that I asked you was about the class. When I asked you about the class, and at the end I said, who all that don't graduate, knowing that it's there, hypothetically, I wasn't talking about nothing else. I said, everybody else in the class, if any of, and it was told to them, it's $1 million waiting on you once you graduate. Then I said, some fell off, some dropped out, some did other certain things, only a few of them graduated. And my main thing is in the same way that we was talking, when you said, well, some people did, some people did that. But the whole thing, it was said in the beginning, once you graduate, you get the $1 million. And my whole scenario to that is a lot of people don't want it. Like you said, people want to go sell drugs. People want to go to work. People want to do this. They don't want what's waiting for them here. And all I'm trying to share with you is this. What me and my wife got is private. And it's not what we got, it's what it is. It's just what it is. It's private. Because a lot of people don't understand private from public. And this is what we're supposed to be living in. Once we live in the private, get in the private, then we can help others. This is the matrix. What we're living in right now, what I'm telling you is this. The private is coming out the matrix. The matrix is what the world is in now. And this is what I was trying to share with you. You know, but I know you was going on, and I knew because when you first started, I was like, I'm gonna listen, because I heard you going on. And then I thought when you slowed down, I was able to try to share with you. But we got into this long conversation again. I said, well, I'm just gonna sit back and chill.
My brother who worked at the federal post office, and he quit his job because of what you just said. You can't mix public and private, right? But you say your wife got a job, so you can't. Is it like
you don't understand what we're talking about, though? See, you got to understand. You don't have the understanding until you get in this position. It's just like some closed doors. Until you get on the other side of those doors, you only. I'm not brother knowledge, my brother. That's why I keep trying to share with you. I'm not the one you talking about. You looking at me. You see me on here every week. I'm not talking about nobody else outside of who you looking at. Now, I share with you what you have seen some. You walked through some of the things with me. Huh? I can't hear you.
I said I experienced that.
Dang, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Slow down because the thing is going in and out a little bit. Say what you say again.
I'm saying, bro, I'm sharing my experience that I've had with you. Just like how you saying this is what you went through, I'm telling you what I went through.
Right. We're not talking about what we went through. I'm just sharing that with you. All I'm saying is you see me walk through one point up to where I am now. It's things that we've come to know. And this is why I keep trying to share with what's coming. And what's coming is information and knowledge people need to know that we're supposed to have already known that this system have kept away from us. Now, I may be talking too much now because I'm not talking too much outside, but I know I'm saying just enough that they know when I say they, I'm talking about the system know what I'm talking about, but the regular people don't. And this is what I'm talking about. See, that's what I mean by private and public. She works in the public. This system is the public because they're on our land. This is our land. Now, if you've been studying sovereign or more, you probably already know that this is actually the people's land under the Creator. But it has been taken over. Just like I was sharing earlier about the Constitution. They've taken over the Constitution. Now people are getting permits when they have a right. We have to come back to the real knowledge and information. But you have to get out of the matrix and come to the real world to learn that information. You can't teach the real world information in the matrix because they're going to come for you. That's the reason why I'm trying to share it to you the way I'm sharing it to you. So I understood why you was frustrated because I heard you was venting, you was going off.
Break that down what you just said. You said they gonna come. What you mean they?
When I'm put like this, look at the movie, The Matrix. Right?
I mean, you could be building on a lot of stuff and they gonna come for you. Like, I don't understand.
I know. That's the difference.
I'm asking you, like, what's the difference between that and like you could just be doing anything and they gonna come for you? Like, I mean, if you don't like what you're doing, they gonna come for you.
They can't come for you if you're in a certain position.
That's what I try to tell my man, brother. Now, if they want to kill you, bro, you dead. Ain't no nothing you can stop about that. Like,
it's not that serious.
if they want to kill you, bro, it ain't no type
It's not that serious, but it is that serious. See, the whole thing is about being protected. And you have to know how to be protected. Like I say, it's so much more to understand, but as long as we hypothetically think in one way, we don't understand the real situation. That's why I say the real world.
These are questions. You're supposed to ask questions.
Oh, no. I'm not saying you wasn't. I ain't know it was a question. I'm just saying in general. Okay, I got you. Let me make this statement. According to The Matrix, the movie, as long as Morpheus, Trinity, Neo, long as they was unplugged, they wasn't in the Matrix. That means that they can walk around, do what they do because they're unplugged from the Matrix. They wasn't part of the Matrix inside the real world. When they're inside the real world, they're making plans. They're making things to do to try to free as many people as they can.
I wouldn't stand on the corner with a microphone and be like, you know, preaching on a soapbox, or at my job at the lunch table in front of the office. That's basically saying there's a time and place for things.
Now,
but we on a private call. This is private right here.
No, it's not. This is not private. This is not private because we on you now. Zoom is, but we on YouTube, Facebook, and YouTube Live.
Are you still going?
Huh?
This still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I thought this was just I thought you had ended the thing on.
No. I was asking you before we got off. What did you? And then you started talking. So I just want. No, we wasn't off. No, we still recording. That's why I said over here when the guy was talking about what happens to not trying to convince people anymore. He's convinced it's a myth. So.
Bro, I didn't say I'm convinced it's a myth. It's been proven.
No, that's what they think. They're just going by. See, you have to understand, if someone only listening and hear your conversation, they can only go by what they think.
What I'm trying to say, they only can understand things from one perspective. I'm thinking 360 degrees. That yes, there's a flip side to the coin, right? There's a good side and bad side, a pro and a con. Everything has pros and cons. The cons is this shit could all be a myth, and the pros is it could be true.
Felicia 128 joined. Okay, well, she just came in. Well, whoever it is, they came and left. But that just, I guess they're just, see, the whole thing is the perspective of see, in our conversation, we got to understand. That's why I try to watch what I say and how I say it, because a lot of time when people are hearing you, they only can go by what they hear. Like I said, when you first start to,
You know what? I don't even care what people think, because like I said, at the end of the day, they don't care no way. I gotta care and deal with whatever decisions I make. I gotta live with. I don't care what these people think about what I'm saying. I'm trying to get to. At least I'm over here on the phone talking with you. A lot of these people don't even got the heart to come on here and say nothing. Like,
that's true. Hey, that's true. But some know how to get on, some don't. But yeah, I agree to that. But the whole thing I'm saying is this, and that's good. I understand. You said you thought it was just.
At least I'm out here thinking out loud and thinking and being.
And that's good. That's good. But the whole thing is, all I'm saying is this.
I'm a leader. I gotta lead myself. So I'm questioning everything. Yes, everything is suspect, and everything's gonna be questioned until I can show and prove it to myself.
Right. But the whole thing, all I've been trying to share with you in the beginning, when you were saying that you checked with ChatGPT for everything, and then before they made that.
That's a great assistant. Yeah, if somebody knowledgeable is gonna run through a bunch of things and give me some information in back real time without no feelings or none of that, or they hold no opinion. It's just gonna break down what it knows factually. Yeah, some of it, I know that everything ain't everything with it, because they do restrict it to a degree. But the stuff that I'm asking, like how to set up trust and LLCs, all line up. You asked how to put ingredients, how to make the vegan donuts, like I told you, so I don't gotta keep spending $11 on 2 donuts. It gave me the recipe to how I do it, and I made it, and they came out great.
Congratulations. Congratulations. But see, what you did was put the time in to find out, to prepare, to do.
So it's a tool. I use it as a tool. I don't use it as like, the almighty odds telling me everything and know it all.
I understand that, but all I'm saying with that same tool is, if I'm sharing with you on this end something other than what you think it is, and then you say, well, let me go check for myself, and you go there and they say something totally different to something that's not even what it is, and you say, well, this is one way, that's not what we're doing over here. So my thing is this: either you with what we're trying to do to get where you were going so we can sit down and make things happen, or you'll still be in the world looking, because that can run you across the other side of the world. If we right here stable with what we got and we building on it, and you say, well, okay, they got that, but I'm gonna go over here and do this. I mean, we know where we going. We know what we got. But you still, I'm going over here. I'm going over there. And then the conversation is, instead of taking the conversation way over here, we taking the conversation and we going way over here. So that's how we keep going around the world instead of coming to one specific point to an agreement. So that's where debate comes in at. And to me, debating is a waste of time, because we can talk about something all day long. If we're not touching and agreeing on something that we know that's factual, that I know that's factual, and I understand you on the other end, well, I don't know if that's factual or not. But that's why I have this platform. I have this platform.
I try to tell you other brothers that told me, yo, this is factual. Like, you ain't the only one that said.
And all I'm saying is, where I'm at, this is why I pay for this platform, to bring people where the creator has allowed me to come to know to take them where they want to go. What that other one we had on that day and night situation, when I listened to that, I said, that ain't happening on this no more, because this platform is not for that. This platform is my main thing is, and I'm not saying I know it all, because I got an ear to hear.
No one knows it all, bro.
And I agree with you. All I'm saying is, I got an ear to hear, to conversate and communicate. And when it comes to what I've come to know, believe me, I don't think I know it all. But what I've come to know, I stand on what I know because of what I've come to understand and what I know by the research I have done. I've done a lot. That's why I was able to, like you talk about this guy who won this 99% all the cases he won, no different than me. The cases I won, I know what I know. I stand on what I know, and I keep standing on what I come to know. And then until I mess up, it's trial and error. But if I had messed up, or if I had messed up, I messed up because I know the road that I'm on. Now, I could be like, okay, well, this didn't work, this didn't work, this didn't work, and I could be like this all day long. But I'm not for that. I already know what has been shared with me. I know where I'm at. I know where I'm going. And anybody that's willing to come, because when I share, I show. If they allow me to show them. What I share, I show. And when I show it, it's factual. And when it's factual, if they got time to listen, they can see it. But if they don't got time to listen, it's something there that's disrupting the information.
Listen, where I'm from, bro, we taught to do the knowledge, which means to look, listen, observe, and respect. That's what doing the knowledge means. You can't learn unless you've done those things. Right?
But it's not respect if you're cutting each other off and you not listening and you.
Even look or listen or any of that, you have to have respect by sitting here, like you said. That takes respect in order to sit there, observe, look, listen to a person, learn, read the book, respect what it's saying, not try to judge it before you judge it.
I agree. Now, if when I upload this night, I want you to listen and see how many times I was listening, and then when I asked a certain question, I want you to observe it for yourself. I want you to observe it for yourself.
How many times you were saying about the question, bro? Like, because that's why I responded that way. That's just the way I talk.
It wasn't like that before.
Everybody got their own self-style wisdom. No, I was only giving you a degree of who I am. Now I'm being fully open and transparent.
Well, it's good, but like you said, it's about respect. See, and to me,
yeah, I've always respected you. I didn't disrespect you and say, "Oh, fuck what you talking about."
No. Wait, but I would appreciate if you don't use those words. But it's not even about cussing. It's just the way the conversation with.
You know what I mean? I say that to say that I was showing respect because I wasn't getting disrespectful. Like, to me, that's how I would get disrespectful. I would say, you don't know the.
Yeah, but it's also disrespect when you're having a conversation and we're both talking, and then when I'm trying to make a point, you get cut off, and then you're running into. I don't know what didn't happen. Look like, okay, good, you're back on you. But the whole thing is, the disrespect is if you're not really listening to, but you're quick to try to make a point and not listen. And if I'm sitting up here sharing with you one thing, and you saying, well, no, this, that, well, I go find my own. Why are you here? Why are you, to me, I just look at it, why are you here if you're not here to actually understand what I'm sharing, if I'm bringing something to you that you said you heard many times and many other people and all this and that, but you didn't see me go through court cases, you didn't see me share information, you didn't got a better understanding, and I understand you being open, and it's good to be open. I think we all should be open, but I also think we should have respect in the way we do things as well. And in the way we do things is not talk over, not try to take over the conversation. Now that's disrespectful. If we're having a conversation, let's sit down here and conversate together, and let's build together. If we build together, having a conversation together. But if all I want him to do is he go back and listen to this. He started off ranting. I don't know what happened. I think he fell off. But he started off ranting. You started off ranting for a minute, and I was like, okay, well, let me listen and see what's going on.
My bad, bro. Something I don't know. I think I accidentally hung up.
Yeah, I thought it probably fell, but
no, I accidentally pressed it with my face because I had the phone against my face.
I got you. But I was just saying because I was listening, because I listened to you, I was like, you was going in, you was the way they system in it, and I really wanted to get to the point of talking about the system, the things that's going on, some of the things that we share is things that you already know. It's things that we've come to know. The reason why that's why I was talking about in the beginning about not maritime admiralty law, about the birth certificate, social security card, all that has to do with.
And even if that it out and not have to deal with the things that I'm dealing with just in other ways. Like, you know what I mean? Because like they say, there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? So there's multiple routes to get to freedom, to get to peace, love, peace, and happiness. You know what I mean? There's not one direction only to get to these things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? But I'm not trying to put doubt or say that what you don't know is not true, because I don't know what you know, and I don't know this problem you're referring to from your perspective, from your end. I do it with you.
And that's all I was trying to share with you, though, bro.
I know that. I see that without you even sharing that with God. You know that. Like, but what I was trying to share with you is why my skepticism, not even skepticism, because like I said, it could have just been that these people, like you said, they was doing errors. They was making the wrong.
There you go, bro.
Nah, yeah. I listen. I think 360. So I cover A to Z. I don't think about just A. This got to be plan B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z. You know what I'm saying? The whole gamut. And that's what it is to be a true thinker, a philosopher, a lover of wisdom. You have to think like this. You build, you pose questions to yourself. You do bring up hypotheticals.
That's true.
Otherwise, you won't get the question. A question is the quest that I am on. Quest I on.
I got you.
Quest that I on. So yeah, what my mom said to me, she said the only stupid question is the one you don't ask.
I agree with you. By you being the knowledgeable brother that you are, you understand energy, right?
Right.
Okay. You understand the things that we speak to it into existence. Am I correct?
I know that words have power.
Exactly. I come to understand when I was in Atlanta, and I believe you may know as well, that when we talk negative, or when we speak on things on a negative content, let me put it like that, 'cause I ain't gonna say we talking negative, because you was talking just in general. But when we speak on things in a low vibration.
You both have studied Dr. Imoro's word.
Well, that's just one. Yeah, that's just one. That's Dr. Emoto.
Everything. So we know the power of words, whether we think in positive and negative. What this conversation wasn't about being positive or negative. It was about being real about the situation. And sometimes, like even you, like, you know, it might hurt to hear as two scientists for me to say to you, brother, this think critically. Can't be a possibility. Certain things are, you know, even though, like you said, we have the ability to create and do whatever comes to our mind. But like certain things, you gotta be realistic with yourself, and that's a real brother will tell you. Certain things ain't possible. It's not realistic for you to be thinking like doing certain things. So it's like just because we talk about stuff like that doesn't mean it's a negative or it ain't a guy but negative or positive. Even though, like you said, we both understand the science of affirmation, thinking, you know, feeling positive and keeping a good mindset set and all of this kind of stuff like that in order to keep things in your side positive. You know what I mean? And like you said, to attract having more of a positive world around you by keeping, like you said, good vibrations, keeping your body, your mind, and your words, and things of that nature. Like, yeah, but like there's certain things you can't just pop to affect. You know
Let me share with you what happened with me. Actually happened with me when I was in Atlanta. This brother named can't give his name right now. Oh boy. Well, this brother, he know his native. He's a native of the land. I don't want to call him Indian, but he's a native of the land.
He's an indigenous brother, yeah.
Huh?
He's an indigenous, because native is more legalese, but yeah.
Yeah. So indigenous of the land, and he know his heritage. His people still speak his heritage. He speaks English, you know, until he acknowledged me and let me know more about him and let me know more about him. I didn't know. I just thought he was just a regular brother like everybody else. But we got Keith Ritter. His name is Keith Ritter. right? We became pretty good friends when I was in Atlanta. We got to know each other. We pretty much known around at the Atlanta area as well. I was with my last lady. Her name is Tanisha, right? But he came at my shop. Now, it was one thing when me and him was together. He was telling me about this group named Jen. Well, it's not a group named Jen. It was a type of situation. Jen, I've got the name. That's just Jin compared to the four names, the three names of it. But long story short, he was sharing with me. I don't say the word can't, not, won't, stop, ain't. Although he said those are low vibration negative words.
Yep. Stuff like try, all of that. Yeah.
Right. So what he shared with me was this. Instead of saying that, instead of saying try, just say I'll see. Or instead of saying can't.
Strive is the word. Strive.
Okay.
When you strive for something, I'm striving to make it to the CU.
Okay. But all I'm trying to say is that the words that he said replace those words with something positive, something that you can move on, something instead of using those, because those he was explaining to me that those are low vibrational words.
Yeah, they keep you trapped for sure.
And that's what I'm saying in this conversation. That's why I'm bringing that up. When I speak, that's why I'm where I'm at today. That's why I can say I'm free. I prayed on that. The stuff I come to understand, I'm where I was getting to be where I am now. That's what I was trying to say in the beginning of the conversation, that I know where I am now.
Listen to me, God. This is the whole thing I have the science on. I don't worry about nothing, but I'm also an empath, so I pick up on people's energy. So I'm outside picking up on all this energy. And it's just, and I'm strong enough to hold it all because with great power comes great responsibility that you have to deal with. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm definitely strong, but like I said, at the same time, things is getting heavy when you're dealing with it. You know, you need super friends. Sometimes Spider-Man and Superman, sometimes they get to their end of, they meet a lot of things, you know what I mean? Where they, it's a lot, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they always overcome the villain or whatever the situation. And that's like me. I'm going to always overcome whatever I'm going through. And then that's one thing I don't stress because I'm not worried. But at the same time, like you said, it's not a lot really building on the actual reality. We talk about a lot of things that's, the word and all that, but like I don't hear enough people talking about the effects and what they see and that's actually happened until it's some type of event or something, and everybody want to try 9/11 or this mean this because the 9/11 and everybody want to draw up these special events, but like what about just regular daily like living? I don't see people really bringing that up, drawing it up. So, and like it does have an effect if you really in touch with the people and don't, so it's not about me not having the power because that's how I make it in and out of each day. I'm out here dolo, you know what I mean? I don't got no white friends, no family, like, you know what I mean? So this is literally me. Most people that's listening to this, they dealing with friends and family, or they got somebody that they dealing with on a regular basis to help also cushion the stress. Like every problem I solve, you know what I mean? I'm a problem solver too. So it's like, because for every problem there's a solution. That's something I learned from my brother Knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But every problem there is a solution.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? So that's another affirmation for you to know that, realistically, we're gonna have problems. But
I usually say the solution is in the problem.
Huh?
I usually say the solution is in the problem.
Yeah. And he used to say it like this: "It ain't no problem, just solutions." Yeah, so it ain't really no problem, only solution. Because at the end of every day, it's just a question for you to figure out, and so you can get to the answer, which is what they call the solution. That's the answer. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I already understand all these things. It's not like these are not new to me. None of this stuff is new to me. Like I said, I'm verse, and that's why I'm able to move strong and solid. Because I have a solid foundation. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm gonna always be learning. I don't know, dog.
Yeah, you should be. We all supposed to be. We all supposed to be still learning.
But at the same time, I'm not gonna be a fool, so I have to question things. Cause I can't just be led into, like you said, so many false teachers and prophets. And not saying that about you or nothing like that.
Oh, no. You good. You good. I mean, I know well, it don't make me no difference if you did or didn't, but I don't think you do believe. I don't think you believe that, because I don't think you would be here if you didn't.
That's why when I said even in the beginning, I was like, all of these questions, you say that your method don't work. It's just that, like, even how I question ChatGPT on index and everything, it's just me doing research, what they call doing your own due diligence. You all gotta read and look for ourselves. You know what I mean? We can't just let somebody say, yeah, this is spoon feed you.
I agree, but just like I told this sister last night, when it comes to these Tuesday night classes, which is gonna be private, I'm gonna be straight up with what I'm doing. And like I told her last night, I think I don't know if I was on or if I was off, but whether I was on and off or not, just saying that I don't know. No, I don't think you was on there with old boy. But what I said was this: I don't waste my time, especially when I'm teaching real information. Now, this is just conversation, as far as I'm concerned, all this right here, right where we at now. But when I'm in this, and when I'm in the law or the book, or when I'm doing something that's serious, I don't waste my time. And by me not wasting my time is valuable. So if a person ain't serious with what I'm trying, I tell them, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna give you what we know and what we did, and I'm gonna take them straight. If they want it, fine. If they don't waste my time. And that's just the way I am, because, like I say, I tolerate a lot. I share information, and I know where I was at one time in life. I still don't know everything, and I don't know everything. But what I do know, like I say, I stand on what I know. And what I know and I stand on because of the years that I've come to know and come to understand by going through the things I've come through. If a person,
like the principle of the 5%, that's what we taught, is that you don't speak on something you don't know about, but like you said, you're responsible for what you know. So
exactly.
if you talk about something, you're gonna be responsible for that.
That's true. So the whole point that I'm getting at is that if on this platform, I'm responsible for what goes on this platform, because I made the promise to the creator, and I have to let things be known for what I've come to know, if a person is willing to hear out what needs to be said. And if they're willing to hear it out, then they can get the full understanding without getting a misconception or misunderstanding, because they didn't hear the full concept of the information.
It's even a responsibility, like, so serious that, like, I was taught, even like giving people certain books, lessons, you're responsible once you teach somebody something. Now, if you teach them the wrong thing and they go out and do something, that's crazy.
And that's the difference. That's the difference with the NDA, because that's what a lot of people do. You can teach them one thing, they're going to go out there and mix it. When they go out there and mix it, that's on them. Not on me, not on anything that we doing. If you go out there and mix something that wasn't shown to you here, that's on you. You go out there and get caught up, mix something up, and you go to jail. You go to jail. If you go to jail behind something that you think is right, not knowing is right, if we showing you one thing, you go find and do something else. Well, okay, I think I can do this. You get caught up, that's on you. You can't blame that on us if we showing you what we're trying to show you. And a person wants to debate, a person want to change up, a person want to do this and that. That's why I said my time is not, well, I'm saying my time is precious, and what I'm showing and sharing, it is what it is. And I know that I'm gonna have people here that's gonna want to learn this information. The debating and all that, we're gonna be going straight on with what it is need to be known, and if the person want it, fine. If they don't, that's a different story. But this information we got.
Listen, never confuse questions with debating, bro. Like,
we understand questions is good, but questions comes for a quick moment compared to.
They're not even quick. Sometimes questions take you gotta get, it's not to get through. It might be, you want it to be quick, but nah, it's not. Sometimes you're just gonna get difficult. Teaching isn't always easy. Sometimes it's difficult.
That's understandable, but questions is not long. It don't take a long. Now, a statement is long, but a question ain't long. A question is a quick sentence. A statement is something else. That's the difference. When you make a statement, you try to make a statement according to your opinion. When you're asking a question, you're trying to find out something that somebody may know that you may not know, or you're asking a question to see if they know something that you may know, and then if they answer it wrong, you be like, okay, well, this is to that, just to find out if that person knew what that was.
Question. So it's not. That's where it might seem like it's a statement, but it's really just questions. Plural.
Okay. Maybe so, yeah. But other than that, I'm just glad we.
The question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one thing, and then at least that opens up the door for more questions.
Yeah, but the whole point is that if we're trying to get through something, like right now, we was at the end of this.
Well, most teachers who are masters, they're patient with their students.
Of course, they have to be. But you got to understand, everybody, like right now, even though that.
As a teacher, especially if you're really trying to teach something.
That's the difference.
Now, if you're just trying to pay, and like you said, it's all about your time, money, and this and that, yeah, you're not gonna have patience.
That's right. But other than that, I'm glad where we at this moment in time. But it's a lot of stuff coming. Like I say, it's a lot. All I can say right now, me and my wife, we free. I can tell you that for what I know. I could show you, but this is a public platform. Matter of fact, I want you to hold on. Don't go nowhere. I'm going to show you something in a few minutes. I'm glad we had that conversation. I'm going to show you something in a few minutes. Other than that, for everybody else, I know this went on a lot longer than expected. But other than that, I am that Becaus in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm the same Becaus in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwells, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see. That Becaus is really me. And we're going to smile our way out. It's something I wanted to show my brother right here, G1, in a few minutes. So I'm going to let everybody go. And I'll see y'all on the Sabbath. This is the end of Becaus' knowledge of truth. And we went through Deuteronomy chapter 4, and we had a conversation as well. So other than that, we'll be right back. Well, should I say I'll see y'all on the Sabbath. And this is my information. First, I'm going to smile way out, give y'all the information, and I'll see y'all on the Sabbath, hopefully. Shema Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Echad, Baruch Shekebo, Vakuto Violam, Vaed, Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah our Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Praise you, Almighty, for your word, your knowledge, and your information. We praise you, bless you, and thank you for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We love you, appreciate you, love you. Hallelujah. 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 Now, for everybody else, if you'd like to get in contact with me, you can always call or text me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. You can always email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. You can always catch me on my YouTube. My YouTube is JuicePro33. That's my YouTube and my Twitter. X Twitter, that is. X used to be Twitter, which is JuicePro33, JuicePro33. That's my YouTube. I got another YouTube as well. It's my Juice Pro, but it's my Juice Pro, my Juice Productions, which is actually, I think you can put in Michael the Juice Harris on there as well. And I think that one should come up as well. But other than that, you can also catch me on Instagram and TikTok with LKHYYM _the juice. That's LKHYYM _THEJUICE. Right? Also, I have another TikTok, which is Michael the Juice Harris altogether, which is MichaelTheJuiceHarris. That's Michael the Juice Harris. That's my other TikTok. You can also catch me on Facebook. My Facebook is Michael Harris, which is MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. That's MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. Now, if you'd like to see my full version, it's 12 o'clock now. I thought I already came through. All right. All right. So, as I was saying, my Rumble, my full version from Zoom, which is the full version, you'll find that on rumble.com/LKHYYM and also on patreon.com/LKHYYM, as well as on YouTube on the video. The full version is on YouTube under the video. So now that was all my platforms. Now just on how to get here on Zoom, and the nights that we are here, we're on Sunday nights, well, the night after Sunday at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. After Sunday is Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. Like what we had tonight was open conversation. You know, and it was open conversation after the information. That's what had happened, because that was a long conversation after that situation. But open conversation on Sunday nights. Mondays, we have Mikael's Knowledge of Truth, which we go through the scriptures or what have you. We speak on that and we make that known, whatever, or what have you. That's on Monday nights. And on the Sabbath, which is on Saturday, we have Assembly of the Righteous. And on Assembly of the Righteous, we're going through the book. We're in, right now, next week, I think we should be in 1 Samuel chapter 19, I believe. I believe it's chapter 19 of 1 Samuel coming up this Sabbath at 12 p.m. And everything is Eastern time. 9 p.m. Eastern time, night after Sunday, night after Monday, and 12 noon, which is the evening, beginning of the evening, on the Sabbath day. Now, what's coming in September is Introductory to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. And that's going to be a private class, Zoom only. Introductory to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. And that's Zoom and that's private. And that's information people may need to know. But if you're interested, please contact me first on my email or text me or call me. Other than that, I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. All right. Other than that, we're about to go. And I guess first we're going to say bye to Instagram. But what I will say is it Dimole? DOMINOLAE. I'm sorry, I don't. Dominole. I think I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Forgive me. And also Felicia 128. I'd like to thank you for coming through. I thank you for your questions, and I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. And we'll see you soon. Love you. Appreciate love you. And always. Peace. Alrighty. All right. And over here on Facebook, we thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate love you and always. Peace. And over here on YouTube Live, thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate love you and always. Peace. All right.